I concede on that ground in discussing the history of June 12th. A lot of actors who also played a very, key role. Yeah, in discussing the history. That's why I said earlier on that in discussing the ideologies, a lot of people will fall by the wayside. But the history, you can't take these actors away. You can't write the story of June 12th without Humphrey Wosu's name, mentioned consistently. But whether, my point of disagreement, whether this is a moment of glory for him, it's something also I won't, say yes. Because now he had opportunity to stay alive, to see today. He had opportunity to go into hiding, so someday he'll be able to tell his own side of the story. The same way some people today are trying to exonerate themselves by saying, look, some boys, insisted that I should hurt the process. So that's why when we now begin to go into the ideologies of June 12, what it stood for, all of this will come. But for the historical part of it, yes, I agree also that honor should be accorded. If you can honor King Gibe, you also need to honor the people that, saw through that process, gave it what it is. Until date, some people are still saying, let's go back to option A4. Why can't we try option A4? And mind you, this was not an option that was, foisted down on them. He was the one, and with his team, that actually came up with option A4, in conducting the election. And yes, I concede to that, basically. Yeah. But quickly, I must also add that the question you asked, Biodu, that the process, back to that same process, there is need for us as a people, even if you say practically it won't be possible because of the mood of the moment. And Nigerians were not very good history students. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years down the line, somebody would just forget this.
People argue that with you. Nigerians are good history students. They just chose to bury history for the purpose of survival.
It now becomes a question of semantics. And so that we don't create loopholes for mischief maker, like Ike Chukwu had said, nothing stops you from going back. Yeah, I've identified, some lapses in the way we did this, but to actually show that we are a government that listens, we're going to do it well, we're doing it, we'll correct the mistakes. And then also, Biodu had initially said that if they had started the process from the National Assembly, a lot of people would have played politics with it. Fine, now they push the process to the people and the people are happy. Now it's the people against the National Assembly, and the National Assembly also has adopted, the proclamation. And so nothing would stop them now from doing it rightly, and so that you don't give room for somebody to sit down tomorrow and, rewrite what you had opportunity of writing clearly in our statute books.
Okay. Quickly, I heard a senator say that MKO has to be declared the winner of the 1993 elections. He hasn't been declared that yet by INEC, which should do it. And only after that can he be awarded the highest honor in the land. What are your thoughts on that? They want the results announced.
Sorry, I didn't actually get the question. Sorry.
Some have asked for the results of those elections to be announced, and Abiola declared the winner. He hasn't been declared winner yet.
Yes. Oh, okay. No. Well, even if, I think we must function within the feasible political economy of our environment. My last colleague who spoke made the distinction between the ideology of that election and the history. I don't quite see that distinction. I see the political economy of that election, namely that there are influences that can alter policy, alter national goals, and redefine intentions. Whether INEC announces the results or not, it will not remove the fact that they cannot become president. And I think that the way to handle it, since a good step has been taken in that regard, before you think of any announcement, go and consult. Talk with the government, talk with the regional leaders, if possible, call them, Council of States, then discuss with INEC leadership so that you reestablish the union of Nigerians that led to that election. And so you can have an announcement symbolically acknowledging that a mistake was made in the past and that is now corrected, and for the record that this is what should have happened and been announced in 1993. It is conceivable, but it must not be done as political gimmickry. It must be the result of detailed, patient consultation, and with all due respect to the parties concerned, the National Assembly, so that everybody involved will see himself or herself as about to take a major step towards further consolidating the national healing that this announcement has brought about. So yes, it can happen through INEC, but clearly as a national consensus, if you like, a conspiracy. Because the older generation must ask themselves, is it the kind of Nigeria we were working for as young men? So yeah, my answer is yes, that can be done. That should be done, but it should be the result of detailed and patient consultation. So that a consensus emerges and there will be no...
Thank you, I'd like us to close on a rather amusing note based on what Senator Dino Melaye said on the floor of the House yesterday, that because MKO is dead, he's no longer a Nigerian and should not be given the highest award in the land. I mean, I'd like to just hear your comments about that in closing.
Really, it's laughable that, you know, and then I think the senator, you know, was trying to be too clannish with, you know, very serious and very important, you know, matter. At that time, he was a student union activist, and so he can't tell me that he does not understand or know what June 12th stands for. And these are some of the people who use June 12th, you know, to get to the mind of the people, now saying that because Abiola is, you know, in fact, it is the cause of June 12 that led to the death of Abiola. And then somebody had said that, oh, it's a honor reserved for, you know, soldiers. And I said Abiola was a soldier for democracy. And so any way you look at it, but I must also quickly say this, that if you talk about... My colleague in Abuja was trying to explain national consensus and all of these are ideologies. And so you can now begin also, you don't see a distinction.
Quickly. Quickly, I would say, is anyone really taking Dino seriously? Dino is a court jester.
Quickly.
Please. Oh, no, it's quite simple. Dino should realize that he bestrides two generations. The younger ones are looking up to him and he's a bridge to the older generation. He should move away from public entertainment and learn the proper ropes of leadership.
Thank you very much. We have been talking to a social commentator, Mr. Biodun Shomumi, legal practitioner, Mr. Liboros Oshoma, who were in our studios with us in Lagos, and leadership and governance consultant, Mr. Oke Ikechukwu, who spoke to us from our studio in Abuja. Thank you all very much for coming to share your insights with us.
It was a pleasure.
Sunrise will be right back. Stay with us.